Have you ever watched someone enter a room and rewrite gravity? Not by demanding attention, by radiating something so undeniable, it exposes everyone else's existence as trivial. Meanwhile, you've bled yourself dry as a human sacrifice for people who'd vault your corpse to reach someone more valuable. You smile when you want to scream. You agree while your soul riots. You gasp, "I'm fine," as you internally suffocate. Professional pretender, psychological prostitute, selling shards of your soul for scraps of respect. And the reward for this lifetime of self-betrayal? Invisibility, forgettable, a human doormat with "welcome" carved in your own blood. But this truth will detonate your reality. Your niceness isn't virtue, it's violence. Violence against yourself. Violence forcing others to watch you erase yourself. Nietzsche didn't just understand this, he bled in its shadow. He saw good people destroy themselves through history's deadliest con, moral superiority bought with self-annihilation. He shredded the lies of virtue, exposed the rotting machinery, those who command respect, who bend reality with their presence. They know what nice people fear. The universe doesn't reward kindness, it rewards power. And yours ignites the nanosecond you stop surrendering it. This video is soul autopsy, no anesthesia. You'll discover why your niceness is a psychological cancer devouring you alive, how your kindness is cruelty to you and those feasting on your compliance, why revolution begins when you annihilate the person they expect you to be. Stop being nice, start being radically, dangerously real. That's when the nuclear shift hits. Parasites recoil, predators retreat. Those who fed on your submission face their ultimatum. Evolve to match your frequency or evaporate in your unleashed fire. So, close the emotional blood bank. Stop hemorrhaging your life force. Are you ready to command it? You were infected with a mind virus before you could speak. Your parents, teachers, and society injected you with psychological poison disguised as virtue. The belief that your worth as a human being is measured by how much of yourself you're willing to sacrifice on the altar of other people's comfort. This isn't morality, it's mental illness with a halo. It's spiritual suicide with a smile. When you're nice, you're not operating from love, compassion, or genuine care. You're operating from the most primitive human terror imaginable, the fear of being alone with yourself. Every forced smile is a betrayal of your authentic self. Every yes you utter when you mean absolutely fucking not is a small death. Every time you absorb someone else's emotional vomit, you're not being virtuous. You're being a psychological drug dealer, feeding others dysfunction while slowly poisoning yourself with resentment. Nietzsche called this slave morality, the worldview of those who are too weak to create their own values, so they invent moral systems that make their weakness appear noble. Nice people don't help others, they help themselves to the temporary relief of feeling needed. They don't sacrifice for love. They sacrifice for the fleeting illusion of control over how others perceive them. And here's what will destroy you. Everyone knows you're faking it. Your desperation is visible from space. Your need for approval leaks out through every over-enthusiastic greeting, every nervous laugh at jokes that aren't funny, every time you agree with opinions that make your soul revolt. People can smell your weakness like sharks smell blood in the water, and it makes them unconsciously recoil in disgust. You think you're being kind, but you're actually committing the cruelest act imaginable. You're depriving the world of your authentic self while teaching others that they can treat you however they want because you'll always absorb it, always forgive it, always come crawling back for more abuse. Your niceness isn't creating love, it's creating contempt. It's not building relationships, it's building prisons. The psychological mechanism is elegant and merciless. Humans are hardwired to respect what they cannot control and to disrespect what they can manipulate. When you make yourself endlessly available, infinitely accommodating, perpetually agreeable, you're not demonstrating love. You're advertising that you have no backbone, no boundaries, no self-respect. And weakness, no matter how prettily packaged in moral superiority, inspires nothing but pity at best and exploitation at worst.
If you're feeling that shift in perspective happening right now, click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support.
Look around your life right now. Who gets promoted? Who gets respected? Who gets remembered? Whose opinions reshape reality when decisions are made? Whose presence makes others straighten their spines and sharpen their minds? I guarantee it's not the nicest people you know. It's the ones who say no without explanation and sleep peacefully at night. The ones who state their needs without apology and watch others scramble to meet them. The ones who walk away from disrespect without looking back and somehow become more magnetic in their absence. The ones who would rather be hated for who they are than loved for the performance they're putting on. This isn't an accident. This isn't unfair. This is human psychology operating exactly as designed by millions of years of evolution. We respect what we cannot control because control implies power, and power implies value. We disrespect what we can manipulate because manipulation implies weakness, and weakness implies disposability. The people who command respect have something that nice people surgically removed from their personality. Non-negotiable boundaries that exist whether others like them or not. When someone knows they can't guilt you, can't manipulate you, can't push you around, something primal and involuntary activates in their brain. They recognize strength. They sense danger. They feel respect, not because they choose to, but because they cannot help themselves. It's as automatic as pulling your hand away from fire. This is why difficult people often achieve more, earn more, and are remembered more than nice people. They understand that respect is not a participation trophy. It's a natural response to strength. And strength is not given, it's taken. Nietzsche saw this with crystalline clarity. The individual has always had to struggle not to be overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Nice people are owned by everyone else's opinions, moods, and needs. They're psychological slaves who have convinced themselves that slavery is virtue. Difficult people own themselves, and ownership is the only currency that matters in the economy of respect. But here's what most people miss. Being difficult doesn't mean being cruel, abusive, or unnecessarily harsh. It means being selectively available, strategically honest, and uncompromisingly authentic. When you stop automatically saying yes, people start valuing your yes. When you stop absorbing others' emotions, they start managing their own. When you stop sacrificing your needs, others start considering them for the first time. The psychological shift is immediate and undeniable. The moment you become less available, you become more valuable. The moment you become harder to reach, you become more worth reaching. The death of your nice person persona will feel like psychological murder. People who have been feeding off your weakness will fight your transformation like cancer cells fighting chemotherapy. They'll call you selfish, cruel, changed. They'll weaponize your empathy against you, your guilt against you, your deepest fears against you. This resistance is not evidence that you're wrong. It's proof that you're finally becoming who you were meant to be before the world convinced you to be smaller. When you stop being nice, you don't become evil. You become honest. You stop pretending to agree when you don't. You stop smiling when you're not happy. You stop sacrificing when you're not choosing to give. You stop performing and start existing. This authenticity is magnetic in ways that niceness never could be. When people know they're getting the real you, not a performance designed to win approval, they begin to trust you. And trust, not niceness, is the foundation of all genuine respect. The transformation happens in stages, each one more liberating and terrifying than the last. Stage 1. The boundary revolution. You start saying no without elaborate justifications. You stop explaining your choices to people who have no right to judge them. You refuse to negotiate your non-negotiables. You become ungovernable. Stage 2. The emotional independence. You stop absorbing others' anxiety, anger, and chaos. You maintain your emotional state regardless of others' psychological weather patterns. You become unmovable. Stage 3. The authenticity emergence. You speak your truth even when it makes others uncomfortable. You express your needs even when others disagree. You exist as yourself even when it's inconvenient for others. You become undeniable. Stage 4. The respect magnetism. Others begin to seek your approval instead of taking it for granted. Your time becomes valuable because it's no longer freely given. Your opinion matters because it's not automatically agreeable. You become irreplaceable. Stage 5. The power realization. You understand that you are never powerless. You are just giving your power away. You recognize that respect was always yours to command. You just had to stop begging for it. You become unstoppable. This is not about becoming cold or heartless. This is about becoming consciously kind rather than compulsively nice. Strategic in your generosity rather than desperate in your giving. True kindness comes from strength, not weakness. It's chosen, not forced. It's given to those who deserve it, not distributed to everyone who demands it. It's rare, precious, and therefore valuable. When you operate from this place of conscious choice rather than unconscious reaction, you become someone others naturally respect. Not because you demand it, but because you embody it so completely that denial becomes impossible. Here's a truth that will make every nice person's blood run cold. Your niceness is not helping others. It's enabling their worst behaviors and destroying the fabric of healthy human interaction. You're not saving the world. You're destroying it one yes at a time. Every time you accept disrespect to keep the peace, you're teaching others that disrespect is acceptable. Every time you sacrifice your needs to avoid conflict, you're showing others that your needs don't matter. Every time you stay silent when you should speak up, you're giving permission for toxic behavior to continue and multiply. Nice people don't create healthy relationships. They create dysfunctional ecosystems where others learn they can behave badly without consequences. They're enablers masquerading as saints, codependents cosplaying as martyrs. The partner who takes you for granted does so because you've never shown them the cost of losing you. The friend who only calls when they need something does so because you've never required reciprocity. The family member who disrespects your boundaries does so because you've never enforced them with consequences. Your niceness is not virtuous. It's enabling. It's not helping others grow. It's stunting their development. It's not creating love. It's creating contempt. Real kindness sometimes requires being temporarily mean. Real love sometimes demands difficult conversations. Real respect sometimes necessitates letting others experience the consequences of their actions. Real strength sometimes looks like cruelty to those who have never experienced boundaries. When you stop being nice, you force others to become better versions of themselves. You create space for genuine relationships instead of parasitic ones. You build connections based on mutual respect rather than one-sided sacrifice. The people who leave your life when you stop being nice were never really there for you anyway. They were there for what you provided, what you gave, what you sacrificed. The ones who stay and rise to meet your new standards, those are the relationships worth having, worth fighting for, worth your precious energy. But here's the most devastating truth. Nice people are inadvertently creating a world where authentic strength is punished and weakness is rewarded. They're teaching future generations that self-respect is selfish, that boundaries are mean, that authenticity is dangerous. This is not just personal dysfunction, it's cultural suicide. It's the systematic destruction of everything that makes human interaction meaningful, valuable, and transformative. The most revolutionary truth about respect is this: it's not something you earn through good behavior. It's something you take by refusing to accept less than you deserve. It's not a reward for self-sacrifice. It's a response to self-respect. Nice people spend their lives trying to earn respect through service, sacrifice, and self-denial. They believe that if they just give enough, sacrifice enough, diminish themselves enough, others will eventually see their worth and treat them accordingly. But respect doesn't work that way. It's not a reward for good behavior. It's not a prize for self-sacrifice. It's not a trophy for being accommodating. Respect is a response to strength, boundaries, and unshakable self-respect. It's something you command by respecting yourself first, last, and always. You don't earn respect. You take it by refusing to accept anything less. When you stop being nice and start being real, you're not becoming a worse person. You're becoming a more honest one. You're not losing relationships. You're revealing which ones were worth having. You're not becoming selfish. You're becoming self-aware. You're not becoming cruel. You're becoming conscious. The world doesn't need more nice people who sacrifice themselves for others' comfort. It needs more authentic people who model what healthy boundaries look like, who demonstrate that self-respect is not selfish, who show others that it's possible to be kind without being weak. Your niceness has been your prison. Your authenticity will be your freedom. Your weakness has been your curse. Your strength will be your salvation. The moment you stop performing niceness and start embodying genuine strength, everything changes. Not because you become cruel or heartless, but because you become real. And in a world full of people wearing masks, authenticity is the rarest and most magnetic quality of all. People don't remember nice, they remember real. They don't respect accommodating, they respect authentic. They don't value what's freely given, they value what's consciously chosen. They don't worship weakness, they worship strength. When you stop being nice, you stop being forgettable. When you start being real, you start being unforgettable. When you stop being available to everyone, you become valuable to the right people. The transformation is not comfortable. It's not easy. It's not always pleasant for those around you. But it's necessary. Because the world doesn't need another nice person who disappears into the background of everyone else's life. It needs you. The real you. The authentic you. The you who refuses to be diminished, dismissed, or disrespected. The you who would rather be alone than be fake. The you who understands that being feared is better than being ignored, and being respected is better than being liked. Are you ready to stop being nice and start being legendary? The choice is yours. You can continue being the nice person who everyone takes for granted, or you can become the authentic person who everyone respects. You can keep sacrificing yourself for people who would forget you in a heartbeat, or you can start commanding the respect you've always deserved. If this message resonates with the part of you that's tired of being taken for granted, comment below. I choose respect over approval. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this truth. And remember, the world already has enough nice people. What it needs is more people brave enough to be real. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to apply these principles without losing your soul. Because there's a real difference between becoming genuinely powerful and turning into a bitter, empty tyrant. And that difference will decide whether you're truly respected or just another person people fear and secretly despise. Click it, I see you there.